Welcome to the Calligraphy Masters podcast. My name is Milenis, and this is a show where I talk with some of the most inspiring and influential artists in the world of calligraphy, lettering, and sign painting with the goal of exploring their mindset and understand how they became successful. Today, my guest is a super cool guy, an artist, and a friend for some time now. This is Calligraphy DK.
What's up?
Hey, bro. We've recorded this already some time ago, but due to some stupid reasons, I've lost the footage and we're back recording it again. And I know the story, but for those who don't know much about you, tell me a bit more about you, bro. How old are you, where are you from, and how your journey started?
There's a lot that's happened in the last 2 years, so
yeah, well, we'll come to that point, but we gotta start from the beginning, bro. Let the people know who are you, where you're from, how old are you, and how everything started, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having me back again. My name is Dongkyu Lee, aka Calligraphy DK. I'm currently 23 years old and living in South Korea.
Okay.
I'm also like a university student, like majoring in media and communication, minoring in sociology, and been doing this whole calligraphy thing for like the past 5 to 6 years now.
But let's start from the beginning, bro. Because I really don't remember, man. It's been like
yeah. So years, the beginning was like 2016.
But no, I mean before the beginning, where did you go to school? Did you study something related to letters? Did you have love for letters throughout your life? How came up this point where you started?
Oh yeah, well, I was still in high school back then, in 2016, and it really just started because there was like a girl that I liked, and I wanted to impress her, by doing stuff that I guess was not that conventional. I don't know, some people just straight up asked. Some people write pretty letters. I wanted to write pretty letters and ask her out that way. And I was just Googling a bunch of stuff, what was it? Yeah, I think I did know the term calligraphy.
Okay.
So I just typed it in, but there was like a YouTube video from 2015. There was like Zeb Lester.
Oh, okay.
It was like a compilation of a bunch of logos, and I was like, damn, I didn't really know that this was all calligraphy, and I just kind of got hooked, right? Yeah. So I was really I was like from day one, I was just like researching a lot, and I kind of almost forgot about like the whole pretty letter thing, but I was just so into it.
I was gonna ask what happened. Did you actually manage to write a beautiful?
No, I didn't. No, I didn't. The sad story is I didn't. She kind of rejected me, or I guess it didn't really work out. And but I don't know. I wasn't really too like bummed out about it, because I discovered like this new thing called calligraphy. So
you forgot about the girl.
I don't want to say like I forgot about it completely, but at that time I was just really into calligraphy, and I remember doing nothing else really. It was like my last year of high school, and a lot of people were like studying so for like the final exams, and I was trying really hard to do anything else besides like studying, and calligraphy was really a great outlet for me to use up my time. And that's how it really happened, and that's how I got into Instagram. Like I created my first post on Instagram on November 1st, 2016. I still remember that, and from there on out, I guess that's when the whole calligraphy journey started.
Yeah, but you said you started with Sepp Lester, but did you remember what tools, what scripts did you start with, and were there any other influences while we were starting?
Yeah, I mean, I was, it really started with like Zeb Lester, and then I discovered like a generic like a Tombow tutorial, I think. So that was my first brush. Tombow Fudenosuke. It was like a soft brush.
Okay.
And I also bought like a Tombow Duo brush pen, which um like with all the shipping, I remember it was like really expensive for like a single pen. It was like $6 or something. I never spent that much money for like a single pen. And
What?
but I used it. I used it like until it was just, you know, the tip was like so fizzled. And I used it for like probably almost a year, I think. I just reused it all the time. And yeah, Tombow Duo brush pen, and then I moved on to like Tombow, the Fudenosuke, like soft brush and hard brush. And yeah, I was really into Instagram.
Which one do you
And
prefer from those two? One like
from those two, definitely the Tombow Fudenosuke. The Tombow Duo brush pen, I don't really recommend it
No,
either for like.
I mean from soft and the hard brush, because
From the soft and hard brush.
Yeah.
I'm definitely leaning towards the soft one.
Right.
So at first it was the hard brush, but I switched back to like soft because it just kind of fits my style more. And yeah,
for me the hard one, it's actually harder to use. I don't know, like I feel like with the soft one you have more freedom to do different kind of things.
There's definitely like less restrictions when it comes to the soft brush tip that I feel like fits my style more.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean Tombow Duo brush pen, that one was also a great starter. But if I could go back, I would definitely start with like the Tombow Fudenosuke, like the soft brush.
You said like, wait, because I got really confused. You said it was super expensive. You never gave such money. Like, did you speak about until back then, or in general this is the most expensive tool you got? I doubt
no,
it.
no, just back then I was I remember like pens in general were just, except for like fountain pens, but I wasn't really into fountain pens either. But like even when I was like in school, I never really used like more than like a $2, like $2
Yeah,
pen.
yeah.
I was just using like I had like this one pen that cost me like $2, and I just went with it. I just used it all the time for like the past like 3 years or so, like in my last high school days. I never really got into it. And then I searched it up on Amazon, Tombow Duo brush. At first I wanted to buy like the 5 color pack, and that costs like $20 to $30, and I was just like, oh my god. Yeah, I'm not going to spend that much money. But here we are now, spending a lot more on pens and tools. Just but
and from there on, what happened? Like, give me some names.
From there on, it just really it really started with like Instagram. You know, I started Instagram at first because I didn't have enough storage for my phone on my phone. So I needed a place where I could like upload my photos because I was running out of storage on my old phone. And then Instagram, you know, I knew what Instagram was. I knew a lot of my friends were using it, but I never really cared about it until, you know, calligraphy. So I thought like, okay, well, I'm not gonna follow like anyone for my friends, or like I'm not gonna do, you know, anything special with Instagram at first. So I was just really uploading every single day so I could like keep track on my progress, and that was it, you know. And at first it was also a different name. It was called like emoji lettering. I was doing like a bunch of like I was
tell the story. like now that you're telling the story, I'm like remembering everything, but man, that's a great story.
Emoji lettering, that's a very cringy name. I don't know what I was thinking, but
explain to people what was the point of this.
Yeah, the emoji lettering, I had like I don't know, I wasn't really conscious about it, but I was doing some sort of branding, personal branding. But yeah, emoji lettering, I was adding a bunch of like emojis to my lettering pictures. So if I was, you know, writing Paris, then I would find an emoji of the Eiffel Tower and I would just put it on there. And I thought it was such a great idea. And you know, such a genius idea, like nobody's doing it and everybody's gonna remember me as emoji lettering. Thank God they didn't.
Oh dude,
so
like, wait, I mean, it like if you think about it, there is not such a thing right now. Like if you kept going, you probably could have been like huge now and been known for your emoji like
for the emojis, yeah. But I don't know. There's only a certain, I don't know. I feel like even if I posted like every single day, I would be running out of emojis to post, right? I would be running out, and sometimes I would just use like 2 different emojis in one single picture. So I don't know. Maybe it wasn't that sustainable, but who knows? Who knows? We will.
Yeah, it was a fun idea at least, man.
Definitely a fun idea, but thankfully my friend told me out of it. So I changed it to Calligraphy DK. So DK for my
Yeah, I remember for the longest time I thought your name was related something to Denmark.
Yeah, that was also another branding issue. I was like Googling Calligraphy DK. Sometimes I would just I was just Googling my like Instagram handle to see like, oh, maybe I'm gonna like be number 1. No, I was like, and on Google I was definitely like on the bottom of the first page, and on top was like calligraphy.dk or something for like a Denmark site. So yeah, I was just like, damn, how like I didn't think about it, and it was, you know, tough to think how am I supposed to beat Denmark, right? So the initials were like,
well,
pretty, you know,
it's still a cool
maybe not
name.
the best choice, but yeah.
No, it works, man. Like
I mean, it still is Calligraphy DK, so
yeah, people know you like
stick
this,
with
so
it.
it's fine.
Yeah.
And what else? Like from there on, like were there people?
From there on, like I think there was like a solid like 6-month period where I was just really just posting a lot. I was just experimenting with a lot of tools and trying to get better, you know. And then I realized, you know, the whole hashtag thing, and I realized there's a whole community on the internet and on Instagram, calligraphy masters included. And I was just like checking out a lot of like different artists, and slowly was also like from the very beginning, I was just like messaging him. And then iPad lettering, she was also like Karen from iPad lettering. She was also one of the first who really like inspired me to try this lettering, like digital calligraphy. So I bought an iPad. With the Apple Pencil in 2016, and
so this is the same year you started, or wait?
This is the same year. This is the same year when I started.
So you moved pretty quickly to the iPad.
I moved very quickly. Yeah, I moved very quickly with the iPad. I would say I'm definitely one that started more with the iPad, like digital calligraphy, than traditional, because there's just so much fun. And back then there weren't that many tutorials about like certain effects and like Procreate. Now there's a ton, but back then I was just like I remember like searching all day on Instagram for like tutorials and just trying to replicate it and just like coming up with my own ideas. And that was a lot of fun. And yeah, that's how I kind of shifted into digital calligraphy.
And you stuck with the digital calligraphy? Like, are you happy you started?
I want to say I really started like proper like practice and focus was definitely iPad lettering first.
Okay.
Yeah. Traditional one was like my gateway, like my opening, you know, to this whole calligraphy world, and then I got sucked into it, and then I shifted very quickly to the iPad from that. Yeah.
But you're focused on brush pen calligraphy style or and stuff like this, or
yeah, I was still doing like traditional calligraphy on the side, and and experimenting a lot, but I knew there were I knew I wanted to get better at iPad lettering first. That's what I remember. Yeah.
But looking now, like is there getting better with iPad calligraphy? I mean, I've spoken about this with many people. Like I think I shared with you as well. For me, iPad calligraphy, it makes it easy for people. And I'm not sure like that it really builds skills in you. Is this true?
Yeah, I mean, maybe because I was so new to calligraphy, I didn't know anything about like the whole movement. I was really just building up my muscle memory, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, having, you know, um, having this iPad right now to really not really worry about like mistakes and papers. I could really just build up my whole muscle movement. So I was just doing all like every day I was just doing a lot of like muscle movement practice without worrying about mistakes and paper. So I think that really helped me in the beginning to like advance my own brush lettering in the sense that that it's like transferable. So all the movement that I learned from iPad lettering, I kind of reapplied to like the real traditional brush calligraphy.
Okay, but I guess right now, whatever you do on iPads, you're able to do it on a paper as well, right?
That's true. Yeah, that's true. Most of the stuff that I can do is like on the iPad. I can also pretty much do on pen and paper. Now it's a weird thing because now I kind of feel like I'm more happy with like my traditional stuff rather than like my digital stuff.
Why is that?
I don't know, I guess there's just something about like this pen and paper texture, like this feeling, I don't know, like seeing the ink in real life. I really got like the past like year or so, I really got into like fountain pens and inks and all that. So maybe that's why, but I definitely enjoy writing on like real paper more.
This is cool, really cool to hear, because like when you started your story about the iPad, in my head I'm like, okay, you're a younger dude. It kind of makes sense that you're more attracted to the digital stuff. But then I remember a few days ago I was recording another episode for this podcast with Yves Leterme. I don't know if I pronounce his name correctly. But he spoke with me about the iPad, and he's also attracted to iPad, and I was like, wow. I mean, I didn't expect.
Oh yeah, I remember. Yeah, he's from Belgium, right?
Yes, yes. And I didn't expect him to be like
really
attracted to iPads, so I was really, my mind was blown away. But then he explained it in a really cool way, which I probably won't explain right now. Like the episode will be released before this one, you'll be able to hear. But yeah, we were speaking that it's like a stepping stone. Like if you already have some skills and you just want to have fun, yeah, go for the iPad. He also mentioned that it saves you time and stuff like this. But now it's good to hear from you that you started with the iPad and now you are building love for the traditional, because this is something also he mentioned, like even though you're learning calligraphy in a wrong way or something, if you keep writing and you have interest for calligraphy, at one point you'll be attracted to the traditions, because this is the way you're gonna grow. And now that
absolutely.
Now that I hear it from you, it is just like, wow, this is just I mean, I didn't expect you to tell me you're back to traditional, man. This is so cool.
No, man, I'm definitely back to like traditional stuff. And I think there's just something, because I was so exposed, like throughout the years, I was so only exposed to like digital stuff. I was creating a lot of brush packs and focusing a lot on like the digital aspect. This whole like traditional world, I realized I never really got into it like fully. Like I never really focused a lot on like the inks and the different nibs and papers, and I don't know, it's like a whole new world. So it's really fun. Like it's really fun. It's almost like, in a sense I'm like a beginner again. So
yeah, well, Liz, you just mentioned about brush packs and stuff. To speak about this, man, I mean, after all, you've started with the iPads. There is a huge huge things that you can do with it, and I'm pretty sure there will be people which will be interested in iPad anyway, no matter if I like it or not. So I guess it's good for people to know what does include in this iPad experience. It's not just writing. I mean, how many brush packs do you have, for example? And
Yeah, the brush packs I currently have, I mean, on my shop, I currently have around six, seven, yeah, 6 to 7. But that's a whole like different aspect. I mean, I started as calligraphy as a um just a beginner, who was curious about it. But that's how I really got into like entrepreneurship and stuff, and like the business side of things, right?
okay.
Because once I got into like selling brush packs, I realized, okay, I can't just produce like create a product and just put it out there. And I realized like I did have like a lot of like for like my first product, um I did have like fairly good sales numbers, but I also realized, okay, there's so much more to like the whole marketing aspect, and there's so much more to like selling a product, right? And that's how I got into like Gary Vee and all this like entrepreneurship, like hustle culture, which was like a whole like it was definitely a phase. Like these days I'm not super into it, right?
Me
Like it's
neither.
kind of,
I think
yeah,
hustle
it's
culture it's a bit toxic, man.
yeah, it's definitely a bit toxic. I don't regret being in it, but
No.
it was definitely a phase, from 2018 to like 2019. It was just really everything that I could think about. Like everything was about just like working and grinding. I never really got to see a lot of my family during that time and friends. I skipped like Christmas and birthdays and stuff like that, and because I was just like, oh, like you should be working right now and not just celebrating and whatever. So, which is kind of dumb right now when I think about it. I mean, I definitely value like family time now and like friends, like friendships, instead of just like working and grinding alone.
Well,
So
at least you've done it for a year, man. With me,
yeah, I mean,
it was
yeah.
many more years than 1 year.
Yeah, I'm glad. I mean, COVID definitely, in that aspect, COVID definitely helped me
Yeah.
to like kind of step back a little bit and reconsider my values. Yeah.
Yeah, but we were speaking before we started the podcast about this. Like, COVID brought us a lot of depression, and
Yeah, COVID definitely, I mean, um there were a lot of like negatives, like never negative
mm,
effects. Um but there's definitely, I mean, looking at the bright side, I mean, if COVID never happened, I probably would have still be stuck in like the whole hustle culture and not really, spending time with friends and just, work. And I realized like that's not how I want to spend my early 20s. No.
why not, man? Like, you're young, dude. Now you have the energy and you're supposed to hustle now. Like, don't like. Okay,
That's true.
I've done this for years, but I mean, I'm like, I'm gonna be 33 this year. I'm becoming Jesus. Like, what the fuck? This is crazy,
Yeah, I
but
mean,
and I've been hustling a lot of years. For me, it's very toxic at this point. Like, I'm trying to find some balance, but man, I wish I was doing
yeah.
this when I was in my early 20s, man. You
Yeah,
know?
for sure. Like there's definitely a side of me that really wants to go like all in this again. And it will probably happen. Like there's definitely going to come a phase, I'm 23, so I still have like, a lot, uh I guess a lot of time compared to like people who are like in their 30s and 40s, I think. But I don't know, like there's something about it where I just felt like I was missing out on a lot of maybe like um mm, not opportunity, like just on friends, I met up with my friends in 2019 maybe like twice, and
Okay.
that was like in the beginning and the end of the year. And I realized, okay, spent a whole year alone, and
Well,
I definitely want.
there is a saying, it's lonely on the top, man. So
That's true. That's true. But I mean, you definitely had to do like for the stuff that I wanted, which was like success on like the calligraphy side. I definitely had to like make a lot of sacrifices, right? There,
yeah,
you have to make some sacrifices to get on like to be on top. But I think for like 2021, like 2020 and 2021, I think I was like okay with just like exploring and stuff, and just like hanging out with like people and meeting new friends, and that's how I got to like connect with like other calligraphers um more, and yeah, with my family as well. And but I realize there's a balance to it, right? I think right now, like these days, I think there's definitely a balance to it. um so I'm still, I'm still like I'm still, on like this journey like has not ended yet, right? So I'm still like on my way to like figuring things out. So
Yeah. And
I'm still trying to like find a balance.
well, I guess a lot of us are doing this, but I guess it's one of the hardest things is to find the balance, because
Yeah,
I don't know. It seems like when you think about it, it seems easy, but when you're applying it, it's not
it's
that
really
easy.
really tough. Yeah, it's really really tough.
Yeah. And okay, you started with Seb Lester, which he's done mostly like pilot parallel paintings. So I'm thinking,
Yeah.
what influenced you to do brush pens? Like, I don't know so many people that start with brush pens,
Yeah, brush
So-
pen was definitely, I remember a Japanese artist, Koizumi-san, who I've also met. That was like one of my goals, right? That was one of my goals. Like in 2017, I saw this, I saw this Japanese artist on Instagram, and I remember writing down my goals and just like meeting him personally, which did happen in 2019. And I also took like pictures with him together. And yeah, that was he was in my eyes, he was like a genius when it came to like brush calligraphy. And I was just, even now I'm still like a big fan. Like to me, he's probably my favorite. Yeah, he's up there, one of my favorite like calligraphers.
Okay, man, wait, I want to see what's his profile?
Green and blacksmith, like green underscore black underscore
Black. Oh yeah,
green underscore and
yeah, I found it.
blacksmith. Yeah.
Oh, wait, he's following me. I'm not. Okay, let's follow. Man,
He's really, yeah.
one of my favorite thing is to follow people from Calligraphy Masters, because 70 or 80% of the time, I don't know, it brings such a joy to people when they're followed by Calligraphy Masters. I mean, for me, it's nothing, but I really love this moment when
it's a huge deal, man. It's a huge deal. Yeah.
When they're shocked and they're like, "Wow, Calligraphy Masters is following me." I'm like,
yeah.
For me, this is like, come on. And the other thing is, I can never experience this thing, man. I cannot experience this joy.
Yeah. The thing is like back, I think 2017, 2018, there were like a lot of other like calligraphy sharing pages.
Mm-hmm.
I think Type Gang was also in it, and hand I don't quite remember, like Typography X Calligraphy or whatever. There were like a lot of like calligraphy sharing pages, and I remember like every time one of those pages followed me, that gave me like a lot of like, I don't know, like a lot of confidence and like another like motivational boost. So it's a huge deal especially for like younger like beginners, right? Mm-hmm. You just kind of feel like you're on the right path, and every time you get like reposted, like somebody shares like one of those big sharing pages, like post you on the story or like on the feed, it's a huge deal for most people. I think
that's
it just
funny.
gives you a lot of like validation too.
I never, like, it's funny because I never thought to speak about somebody, like to ask him what's the feeling. It's just, but now that
so really, I remember, I was screenshotting it. It was such a like huge deal. Especially when like it would just pop up on my notifications, like, I don't know, like Calligraphy Masters followed you, or like Calligraphy Masters like shared your post. I was just like screenshotting it every time. So I was just looking at it. Yeah, that's a huge deal.
Not anymore, man. Now we're like, I don't know. I feel like a friend. I mean, we've been speaking so long time. I guess.
Now, I mean,
it's not the same feeling.
it's kind of desensitized, right? Like once, like it's like the same with like views, right? Like first you have like 1,000 views or something, and it's just like the best thing in the world, and then you get it like over and over, like maybe 100 times, and then afterwards it's just like you kind of feel bad when it just doesn't reach like 1,000, and then you want to reach for the next and like 10,000, and then that number becomes like kind of meh, and then you just want to like keep chasing more. Just kind of really get desensitized about a lot of things.
Well, this number
But
thing is very toxic aspect as well, because
yeah, there's no end to it. Literally
oh, I
no
feel
end.
like a lot of people they start because of these numbers, not so much because they okay. I guess they at some point they really like calligraphy and lettering, but I feel like a lot of them they're doing it mostly for the numbers and the fame, which is
Yeah, I mean, but like from experience, those people, they don't really last, right? Like you, like people, even people when they ask me about like, oh, like how do you become like a calligrapher, or like how do you turn this into a job? Well, you definitely like you genuinely have to love calligraphy. Like there has to be like a passion to it. Otherwise, you will not stick with it, because there's gonna be times when you just hate doing it. Like you just don't want to like do certain things. You don't want like yeah, and if you don't have that like core passion to it,
Mhm.
and if you're just only like focusing on the numbers and like the monetary aspect, then you will not last. You can last a long time, don't get me wrong, like money is a great motivator, but you will not be happy.
Yeah.
You're definitely not happy, and you can see that. So yeah, just you just have to love it. There's a difference between doing calligraphy as a hobby and really doing calligraphy as a business and like a full-time job. It's like, yeah,
You know what I've noticed?
sports.
Because I just created not so long ago the Nips podcast YouTube channel,
Yeah.
and there's like hundred subscribers, probably something like this. And man, like watching these numbers grow, I'm so exciting. Like my
Yeah.
I have a channel with 350K. I don't care, it's like nothing. But checking like this small channel like growing now, it's bringing me such joy and excitement. I'm like, what the fuck? I have channels with such numbers, and there's like man,
Yeah.
and this like it's a baby channel, and I'm like, oh my god, this is growing like it's crazy. I don't understand how is this happening, but I noticed this like last week. It brings me so much joy to watch this small thing grow, while the numbers of calligraphy masters don't excite me at all.
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely like matured a lot, and there's definitely like a different kind of enjoyment out of, nurturing like a baby, like it's a small like baby, and like turning and seeing
Yeah.
it grow into like this whole thing. And yeah, I don't know. Like, I think that's why a lot of like YouTubers start like second channels too. Like when they have like this massive like main channel with like, I don't know, 10 million subscribers. Sometimes you see them just focusing on like the one that has like 500K or something,
Yeah.
because there's just something about it where you can, see like a small project grow into something bigger.
It's
But
funny because like I've planned this year to have 5 or 6 channels in.
yeah, I mean, everybody needs something.
Well, I mean, I haven't planned it. It came natural. Like it kind of has to be like this because algorithm is forcing to do different things, and it's the main channel. Then I have the podcast channel. Then I'm bringing back the other podcasts. It's again on a separate channel, and for both of the podcast channels has to be another channel which is just for clips, because this is a long content on the podcast channels. So there is
Yeah.
gonna for the one channel there is gonna be channel that uploads clips from the podcasts as well for the other. So, and well, if I start also my personal channel, which has been sitting on hold for forever, it's gonna be 5 or 6 channels, and I'm like, I love this, I want to do it, but at the same time is ticking, and I don't have time to do all the work, man. There is so
Yeah,
much.
there's only so much you can like, if you're like too spread out, there's only so much you can do on your own.
Yeah, because like you were speaking about the channels, for example, when you start saying about this, first thing that came to my mind was Mr. Beast, but But
Mr. Beast, oh, yeah.
but man, Mr.
He's-
Beast has a team of, I don't know, a lot of people. It's different when
yeah,
you have a
he's
team of the right people.
his scale is a lot. I mean, it's grown so much bigger than, and like, I don't know, like back in 2016 or something. I think he's just like a, now he has like,
Thousands of people working for him.
yeah, thousands of people and like sponsors, and yeah, like, I don't know, he has like 5 different like channels in like 5 different languages, like
Five.
Spanish, Mr. Beast,
It's at least 20
Russian,
channels, man. It's at least 20 channels.
I don't know how, I mean, yeah, he has like React channels and gaming channels, and
And you know, this is motivating because like I love Mr. Beast and following his journey is just it's amazing what you can achieve with the right
yeah.
people and consistency is just like wow.
Yeah, I mean, it just shows that, you know, what you can do as a YouTuber, I guess, like as a content creator. It just validates a lot of our work, I think. There's really no end to it, I feel like.
And
As long as you have, yeah, as long as you're like surrounded by the right people and you have the right mindset, then there's no stop to it.
well, what about your YouTube channel, man?
My YouTube channel has been pretty much, I'm still figuring things out, definitely on my YouTube channel now. The focus has definitely been like iPad lettering. Like definitely, like if you go through my channel, there's a lot of like content around iPad lettering. That's personally not what I want to do. Like I don't want to be known for just the iPad lettering guy, which is kind of maybe maybe strange to say, because like throughout the past years I've sort of branded myself as like the iPad lettering guy.
No,
but,
it's not strange, man. Like for me, it's very normal if you're an artist, and especially if you're a young artist like yourself. It's normal to grow. It's normal to change your mind and to be willing to do different things. I think it's very natural. I mean, now artists, we cannot be set in one thing and okay, I'm gonna do this all my life. It doesn't happen. We it's something inside of us which constantly makes us want to try new things and experiment. I don't know.
Yeah, that's why I don't recommend. I mean, you see a lot of like people give advice to like younger or like just first like beginners on like YouTube or like on any social media to like niche down, like focus down on one thing. I don't think that's healthy though, especially in the early stages, because you don't even know what you like in most cases. I didn't know in 2016 what I really liked, what kind of script I liked, and I never even like experimented with everything that there's out there. And even now after 6 years, I'm rediscovering a lot of like the traditional tools. And because I saw like the numbers, right, because I saw like the success that I got from only uploading iPad lettering videos, you just kind of like do it, right? Because people, for you it's different because you're just like constantly doing the same thing. For them, it's like you're attracting a lot of new people, and a lot of people like see it for the first time, so it's always new. But for you've been doing it for so long that it's just become stale, right? So that's why I kind of stopped also like on Instagram, just doing a lot of like the iPad lighting videos that I used to post a lot and that gained like thousands of views, because I just got bored. Like I didn't see progress in it, right? So yeah, I don't know. I feel like with my YouTube channel too, I want to explore more. Like I want to definitely like produce more like traditional content as well, not just iPad lettering. But I'm definitely like still gonna keep doing iPad lettering because that's still what I'm good at and that's still what I like. But it's definitely not gonna be like the whole focus.
And
it's Calligraphy DK, so not
of
just
course.
iPad lettering DK. Yeah, it's not iPad lettering DK, it's just Calligraphy DK. So I want to,
No, but now that you say it makes sense, because I mean you branded yourself as Calligraphy DK, which can include many more things, man. Like
yeah, it can include iPad lettering, it can include fountain pens, it can include anything that I really want in the space of calligraphy. So yeah, I'm open to a lot of things, but I'm still like debating how I should do it.
But like
because YouTube is still new to me.
Man, no worries. The YouTube it's I don't know. I love YouTube, even though I have some struggles from time to time with it. But in general, YouTube is my favorite
Yeah, I
platform.
mean, it's definitely like because I also like in my free time I do enjoy like other YouTubers.
Mm.
I'm definitely more on YouTube, like in terms of like content consumption. I'm not really like on Instagram anymore that much for like content consumption, but um for YouTube, I mean like long form content. Like I haven't really like produced a lot of like 5 to 10 minute videos because I'm so used to like Instagram format, right?
Yeah,
Like the 1 minute, like 30 seconds to 1 minute. So I'm definitely like, on my way to like learn these things like audio recording, video, like recording and
bro. Like we have the same mic. Like
yeah, yeah.
a week or two ago, for the first time, because I know this is a good mic. I've been recording it, and I hear it's not the best audio. Also, I've had some feedback from people. Oh, what's wrong with the audio? I'm like, what do you mean, guys? Like, I have this good mic. And last week or the week before, for the first time, I researched how to set up my mic. Man, I never, I never did any of these
Oh,
things. So
yeah, there's just
currently,
different settings to it. Blue Yeti,
yeah, but I didn't.
solid
I
one.
I never thought about it. I was just recording. It's stupid from my side, but yeah, my point is I just learned how to use my mic properly.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely like even with like also the camera, right? It took me a long time to like learn like aperture, like shutter speed and ISO,
Oh well,
everything.
this is if you have a proper camera, because for example, I'm recording with my phone and I don't have such
Yeah,
a.
which is also perfectly fine, but um
Well, I'm not so sure, but it's what I have and it's what I work with.
as long as I mean, I recorded with my phone for like 2 years, 2 to
Mhm.
3 years. Yeah, I only bought my first DSLR in 2019. So like yeah, from 2016 to 2019, I only used my phone, which was an iPhone 6. So
Well, at least it's been an iPhone, man. I've like since I started calligraphy, I've been with Samsungs, and nothing bad. I loved Samsung, but like
yeah,
when I moved to this new city, I met with a friend. He's doing 3D. He's really
mm-hmm.
good with it, but he's always been with iPhone, and he told me and showed me what are the pluses from iPhone, especially if you are doing Instagram and YouTube. And I was like, man, how did I waste so many years without not knowing this? Like the
There's
quality
definitely like pros.
quality
There's a lot of
quality of the
pros.
image and the video. It's totally different thing, man.
Mm.
So I hope I'll be able to get soon an iPhone. And
I mean, like these days,
it's gonna be weird, but man, it's just even like for Instagram, I never thought about this, but he showed me like just uploading a story. We record in the same setup, everything. I upload from the Samsung, he uploads from the iPhone, and it's so much different, man. This is
yeah,
crazy.
it's like Android fragmentation because there's so many Android phones out there. It's I don't know, like
Yeah, this is true.
like when it comes to like social media, I think iPhones is still like they have an edge over like Android phones. Although like recent Android phones like they have like 8K cameras and stuff, so
Well, yeah, hey, what? Wait, 8K
yeah, there's
camera?
like a yeah no like yeah I mean like the recent Samsung phone has like 5 cameras or something and 4 cameras. I don't know. It's crazy. They have like crazy camera setups, but I definitely also recommend an iPhone for social media. Yeah.
Yeah, man. And I've been doing 8 years with a 100, man. This is crazy.
No, I mean I haven't switched back to like Android. I used to use a lot of Android, but I switched back because just the whole like ecosystem, you know,
Mhm.
like I'm using an iPad, so it really works well with the iPhone.
Well, I'm using a
So
MacBook Pro, and
oh
that's
yeah,
that.
yeah,
That's what my friend. He was like, "Man, you have a MacBook and you're using Android? Are you
yeah,
crazy?"
MacBook and iPhone and all the products work so well together. So
Well, I'm known for doing everything in the most wrong way, so I
it's good
guess.
though. That's good though. Like that's okay as long as you're like
Well, I'm still moving, so that's fine. But yeah,
Yeah.
let's go back to, to your journey, man. We start speaking about totally random stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm curious. Like now that you're interested in doing more traditional stuff, uh, are you doing just again just brush pen stuff, or are you interested in learning some other
Um,
scripts and
no,
tools?
I'm definitely like Fracture. Fracture is also like a like
Really?
Gothic Fracture. I picked up my parallel pen again, my Pilot parallel pen, and just starting to like do some, do some cool calligraphy in my eyes. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun, definitely. Right now I'm just focusing on like getting used to the whole tool. But yeah, it's so different to like brush lettering. That's why I like it.
Man, now that you say this, I'm thinking we can do some kind of content for the YouTube where, but I don't know, we have to have proper setups where we both learn or experiment at the same time. I don't know, we have to have a proper setup, but let's say here is my camera and I'm writing, let's say with Pilot, and you're writing with Pilot, and I don't know how to explain. I have some
Yeah,
ideas. We can do some cool content, man, if you're up for it.
I'd be down. I'd be down. Yeah.
Because I want to do so many things with YouTube this year, but I just can't come to it yet, man. I've been, because of this depression the last 2 months, I'm behind on a lot of things. And
Yeah, I definitely also started taking care of my like mental health like the past few months. I was really down, didn't really want to like do anything. So it's just like focusing on my mental health, started working out again. Just yeah.
well, you're still in Korea, right? Like
I'm still in Korea, yeah. I'm gonna stay here for a while. Yeah.
you're
I
not
think
going
I'm
back to
gonna stay here
Germany?
for a while. I am, but I'm not sure what like when. I'm not sure when, but because I like it here so much. Like right now I'm like comfortable with here,
Okay.
the city. But yeah, I mean my nationality is German, so I'm probably gonna go back
Oh,
to
so
Germany.
you cannot just live for as long as you want in
No.
Oh,
No. I have to like extend my visa.
what? That's crazy, man.
Yeah, I have to extend my visa.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. And yeah, like tell me some names that okay, you were influenced a lot with brush pens, but tell me some names that you look up right now. Who are the people that currently are influencing and
Um,
inspiring you, man?
just because of like um the whole like resurgence of my Pilot parallel pen thing. Teos one.
Mm-hmm.
He not just like his whole like Flector thing, but his just entire like branding. Like if you look at his feed, it just looks, it's a really like you just immediately think, oh, he's a cool guy. Like I definitely want to meet him in person. And I don't know, there's something about him because he's also doing like fountain pens. If I think calligrapher, then it's Teos one's aesthetic. That's pretty cool. I mean, what he's doing. And who else? I mean,
I'm curious if you're following some old school calligraphers, some traditional older calligraphers. Do you follow any such people at all?
if you like, what do you mean like with old? I mean, Evis, the term,
Well,
the one
yeah,
you,
like,
the one you,
like the older generation, yeah, people which are
the older generation, and then
I mean, they have really crazy skills, you know. That's what I discovered like last year. Is I've been doing this 8 years, but I started because of Teos, and I was influenced in the beginning in totally different things. And as the time goes, I see and realize how I'm more and more attracted to the traditional stuff and things.
absolutely. I mean, there's so much you can learn from all these like old school
No,
like
but
calligraphers.
it's also like before, like let's say it's now 2014, I just started calligraphy masters. If I see a work, such work, I'll be like, oh, this is boring, I don't like this, you know. I like this cool stuff, use one stuff, custom things. And I realized with the time I learned to find the beauty in these traditional works, and the skills are totally different in there, man. It's
Yeah, I mean, of course, like John Stevens. He's just a legend when it comes to like calligraphy. I'm trying to like look at my following and who am I like following?
And John Stevens,
'Cause-
bro, you know,
yeah, John Stevens is definitely.
we recorded with a podcast with him as well, and I also lost his data, and I was so
Oh
mad.
no!
Look, I
No.
was so mad. I feeling so bad, and I was what's the word? I was feeling awkward to ask him to do it again. You know, I was like, man, this is not cool to, you know. It's like I've wasted his time. But then I find I find some strength. I asked him, and he was like, "Yeah, it's fine. We'll do it." So,
Oh, perfect.
so
Perfect. Yeah.
we will record this episode. But man, I was so furious at myself. It's not that it's so much my mistake, you know. My technology just breaks up. It's the
Yeah.
minus when I use like a 8-9 years old laptop. Stuff like this happens. But yeah, it was a funny story because for like a few months, man, I was afraid to tell him that I lost the data because I was like, man, so many people were expecting this podcast, and I was so happy with this podcast as well. And I was like, man, how to ask him again?
Seems like a pretty chill dude.
No,
To be
John.
honest, yeah.
John is cool. John is super cool, and I'm
Yeah.
super happy that he's up to be again on the podcast.
Another calligraphy that I really like is Brody Neuenschwander.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
not sure if I can like, because he's the one who like designed the ruling pen stuff, right?
Brody,
Like,
man.
yeah, he's really awesome.
You know, and then it's funny, man. Like last episode with Eves, he was speaking so much about Brody. I don't know.
He's just a legend.
Like
Yeah.
last two episodes, we hear Brody. Let's hear one more time. To be honest, I've sent an invitation to Brody as well.
Oh,
But-
really?
Yeah, but I don't know. I'm still waiting because, yeah, Eves told me he's not so much Instagram, like he doesn't check his Instagram constantly. So
Yeah.
he recommended me to send him an email, and I haven't sent this email yet. But yeah, I hope Brody comes on the podcast as well.
Yeah, I mean, Eves is funny because I definitely wanted him to like check out my calligraphy brushes, like my iPad lettering brushes, because I saw he's also doing Procreate, but I also haven't really. I think I had to like send him an email or something, but I haven't really. I don't know. I was just a little bit hesitant about it. But I'm definitely also going to give it a try in the next few days. Because I don't think he is he a lot on Instagram though? Like, is he like responding on his Instagram DMs?
Well, I don't know. I wrote him like some days ago, and he hasn't even seen the like. I guess he's
Yeah,
not.
I don't think he's. Yeah,
He's not using Instagram like us. For example, I'm every day constantly on Instagram. You know, I'm checking.
yeah. I
everything
don't
and
think
stuff.
like those people are like really on social media that much. That's why I'm like kind of maybe email is the best to
Yeah,
like reach
but
him.
those people, they don't use social media as much as we do, but they're writing so much more than us, and that's why they're so much better, you know.
Yeah, that's why they're so much better. Yeah. So yeah, that's why I really like respect Paul, because he seems to be doing like both. You know, he's writing a lot and he's also using Instagram a lot. So
Yeah, I don't know. Paul doesn't love this all social media, but he just he found a way.
but
to...
he does it, like he's doing it because he knows how, you know, a lot of like younger generations are like relying on it. So yeah, this whole Zoom thing, like he's doing a lot of like Zoom workshops and
Yes.
doing Instagram lives. So
Have you
Very
attended Yo, tell me, I didn't ask you about your journey. Have you ever attended any workshops or online classes?
I
anything
did.
like-
I mean, the workshop that I attended was by Slowly, like the first one really that I
Oh.
attended.
When was this?
It was when I moved here,
Okay.
like when I moved in 2020. Yeah, late 2020. I like, and I'm still like taking his classes. So like I'm visiting his studio like every week. So
Okay.
yeah, just like catching up on a lot of stuff, and it's pretty fun though. It's pretty fun. There's definitely a lot. Not only like it's funny because I'm also someone who's like teaching a lot. I more focus on the way he's teaching instead of like the calligraphy sometimes. It's like, oh, okay. So he's starting off with this one. Okay. I'm just taking a lot of notes on like for my also like for my future workshops
What
to like
what,
see.
what are you teaching, man?
I'm teaching well, not at the moment, but I used to teach like brush lettering, like brush calligraphy. I had
Mm-hmm.
like a workshop in Japan in 2020.
Okay.
And also like in 2021 I had like a Zoom online stuff, but I didn't really enjoy that one. I don't like to teach through Zoom. Um, so
Why not?
it's I don't know. Um I want to go over everyone, like every single one of my students, like in person, and just maybe like showing like guiding their hand with my hand and stuff like that. You can't really do with like Zoom, right?
Okay.
And sometimes you don't know, right? You don't know what's really going on behind like the screen. Some people maybe watching YouTube or something, maybe it's hard to focus. But if you're like in a classroom setting, right, where you're like presenting and actually like showing the hand movement in person, I think that's a different thing. That's why I don't really like to like attend online workshops.
Mhm.
So it's just not my style, I guess.
So what
But
what was the workshop you took with Slowly?
it was just like a basic like Gothic fracture. Like
Okay.
Gothic, we had Gothic and then fracture classes, but he's he has so many scripts, right? Like he's doing like monoline too. He's also doing brush lettering, so
Man, Slowly is amazing. I'm so I don't know. I'm so furious that he doesn't want to come on the podcast. He's like, oh, my English is like, what? How do you communicate with him, man? Do you speak English or Korean?
Korean.
Okay, so your Korean is perfect. Is it?
Not perfect, but it gets the job done, and I mean slowly. I mean, he used to teach. I think he was like an English teacher. So,
What?
yeah.
Are you for
He used
real?
to teach English, and he studied in like, I think he studied in the States for like 2 or 3 years. I think in Los Angeles.
Are you joking right now?
I think I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Yo, slow, bro. Why, man? Are you lying to me? What is this now? I'm so confused right now.
No, but I can like definitely understand because if someone would like ask me to like come on like a Korean interview show or something, then I would also be like a little bit, oh man.
Come on, man.
Like 1 hour.
You spoken before with me. This is not like really this official kind of interviews. We're just more. It's more chatting, man. I don't know.
Yeah, but there's still. I think. Yeah, I mean, I if I imagine myself like being here with you and this would be like a Korean interview show, then I think I would still be like a little bit tensed up, right? Because I mean, right now, like we've done this so many times, so
Yeah.
it's definitely a more like a friendly setting. But I'm sure. Like, have you like actually like spoken with Slowly?
I don't think so.
Yeah, that's why like maybe like the first time like talking to someone, there's definitely like a little bit of a hesitation.
But come on, you remember first time you talk with me, and I've noticed like people which talk for the first time with me, they're like a bit like confused and stressed in the first minutes. But I believe I can give a good setup for the person to
definitely,
feel
But you know what? I'm gonna, because like next week is like holiday in Korea, but the week after I'm gonna visit his studio again, so
yeah,
I'm gonna try to convince him.
man.
I'm gonna try to convince him to like come up.
Please
on
do
his
this.
show.
I'm sure so many people would love to hear his story, and
Even like I mean,
this is actually something that I spoke with Paul in one of the last episodes of Nip's podcast. I'm not sure if it's released yet, but we spoke about this, and he said, "Come on, like this is not an English podcast. It's like even my English, man. My English is not perfect. Like many of the guests, the English is not perfect, but who cares? We don't listen because we expect to hear some perfect English. It's to hear the journey of the person, man."
yeah. I mean, You know what? Yeah, I'm gonna try to convince him.
Man, that would
I'm
be
gonna
so
try to
cool.
convince him.
Like,
Yeah, I'm gonna try to convince him to like,
come on, man. Like, slowly he's part of Calligraphy Masters crew, and so many people come up on the
He's
podcast.
also like his personality is really really chill. I really wish like a lot more people would know that, you know? Like he's really like a fun guy to like hang out with, and yeah.
Well,
He's
hope
also really laid back. He's really laid back. He's not like tensed up, you know.
like me.
He's cracking jokes. Yeah, he's
Oh,
cracking jokes, and so
oh man, you telling me this stuff just makes me even more wanna make this podcast with you. I really hope you succeed convincing him.
yeah.
So what's up with you for what's your plans for calligraphy, man? What's from now on here?
I'm definitely going to focus more on the traditional side of things, as I said, but I realize the like when it comes to like products, I haven't released like a product in like almost a year, like less than a year. Last product that I launched was like in March, like April, March 2021. And that's been a long time. So this year I'm definitely going to produce more products for like
And
the iPad lettering side.
just yeah, I mean, when you talk about products, you making just iPad brushes and stuff like this?
No,
Or?
no, like definitely like brush packs are like included because that's just my, you know, that's just my bread and butter. That's what I know.
Yeah.
But I'm also open to like release like, I don't know, like worksheets and like um other um just tools that may help people, like especially like beginners, to like improve. Brushes are definitely a big part of it. I remember when I first downloaded like a new brush, I was just really like hyped and like excited. It's like getting a new pen. So that's what I want to.
I don't have an iPad, but I'm more, like it's just I'm just curious about these brushes. Like, if everybody can make them, why are people buying them? Is it so hard to
Not
create a brush?
I mean, that's the thing about like the whole brush. There's no limit, right? There's no limit of like the amount of shapes and like combinations you can really get. I don't know. Like Snooze is also like a big brush maker, but
Yeah, that
you
was I
probably
was
know
thinking.
too.
Let's say there is Snooze, there is Stefan Kuhn. I don't know if probably he has brushes. There is Ian Bernard. There is like you. There are some few names which I don't remember probably right now, but there's so many people creating brush packs, or
Yeah, so that's the thing, right? So
people
that's the
who
thing.
I
Like
know, you know.
a lot of people can create like brush packs,
Mm-hmm.
but it's the same as like calligraphy, right? A lot of people can you know reach a certain level of like calligraphy, right?
Yes.
Everybody can do it, but there's only some, like there's people who really go beyond that like threshold, right? There's, you know, once you reach a certain level, like, everybody can create a basic brush.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody can create like a basic um calligraphy brush, but the people who are like actually like successful at selling is are the ones who spend more time like researching and like doing just a lot more like combinations in terms of like shapes and grain sources.
Mm-hmm.
So and that's just something not a lot of people are willing to do. Not a lot of people have the time, and not a lot of people have the knowledge to like sit down, you know, create so many like different shapes and like so many different like sources, and put them together and actually transform them into something that can be used as a brush. And for most people, it's just more convenient to like spend $10 to you know, to get it over with. Like you just have it, right?
Is this the average price of brush packs?
Well, it's definitely shifted, but I'd say like a solid brush that has like 10 to 20 brushes costs around $20.
Okay.
Yeah, $20.
Okay, so how much time did it take you to create your most successful brush pack?
I think in total like half a year. when it comes to like marketing and actually like using it and be satisfied with it, and then also like all the promotional works. Yeah, because in
Wow.
my like these days, like the brush packs, because everybody's creating brush packs, a lot of people are also including like worksheets, so you have to like have worksheets too.
Okay.
It's like bonuses, right? Something to stand out in the market. That's just how, that's just how the current scene is.
Man, I feel like the calligraphy starts becoming a bit overloaded. I don't know if this is the correct word. Overflooded, probably.
Yeah,
And
there's a lot of
so many
yeah,
people are like launching packs and worksheets, and like even
yeah,
like I've realized this very late, but yeah, even I'm working on creating calligraphy masters worksheets, and I'm like, this is becoming a bit crazy, man. Everybody is just releasing stuff, and
yeah. That's why like personal branding, like having a brand and like having a core audience that's like that trusts you is like so big. Like it's really, really important, because there's just so much stuff, right? There's so many talented people, there's so many great products right now. um there's so the only reason for like yeah, the only way to like get through the people is like to have an audience, right? To have your own audience that's like trusting you. So I don't know. Yeah,
yeah, but
it's become very competitive. It's become very competitive.
it's very competitive and very hard, man. For example, I don't know. I think
Yeah,
it's
but
not.
if it were easy, everybody would do it, would be doing it,
Yeah,
you know?
but I mean, even like I have these numbers, man, and I can't reach my audience. Like I don't know, probably I do some things wrong, the wrong way, but it becomes harder and harder even to reach the audience I have, man, which is
Yeah,
kind
yeah.
of crazy because I've worked on this for a long time, and now all of a sudden I have good numbers and I can't even reach those numbers. So like, what is this?
Yeah, that's why like when I sell my products, I see the highest conversion through my email newsletter. So like email is also like a big part.
Email list is one of the most important things which I've ignored for a so long time, man. Like,
But it's also like one of the, I mean, I was pushing it back like for so many years. Like I knew like email newsletter has like the biggest conversion, but and it's also like the thing is like it's mine, right? No
yes,
social media, like nobody owns it except for me. So I knew it had to be done, but it was so, well, I don't know. I didn't enjoy setting everything up and setting up my website, but now it's done, so I'm kind of relaxed. But man, I mean, that took me a long time till I get it over with. But
yeah. So
like Max from Letting Daily, he's doing a great job at like newsletter, like email. He's like a master when it comes to like email newsletter stuff.
I know. He has a
Big
huge email list, man.
yeah, big shout out to him.
Yeah,
Hope, hope he's yeah
first episode
hope
of the
he's
season is
recovering
with
well.
him.
You really? Yeah, I heard he got COVID, so
But I guess it should be over by now. It was like what, two
I'm
weeks
not sure.
ago?
I haven't heard from him.
Oh, but yeah, he was the first, the guest of the first episode for second season. So I
That's
mean,
cool. That's cool. Yeah,
nothing is out
he's
yet.
also like a really chill guy. He's also a really chill guy.
Yeah, but we recorded in one place. He was visiting Bulgaria, you know. So we recorded.
Oh, really?
Yes, we recorded in the same place, and it was so funny because he was so afraid of the camera.
Oh,
And
really? So
yeah,
you guys actually like sat down.
yes, man. I wish I could record every episode like this, man. It's such like, of course, I'm having fun and everything, like talking via Zoom, but man, being with the person in the same room,
Yeah, being with a person in the same room is like,
it's totally different story, bro. Like, I wish this fucking stupid COVID, man. Like, I hope it gets over and disappear. Like, I miss so much TOS1 and other people. I miss the traveling, man. This is not cool. This is not cool.
yeah, like King, most people haven't traveled since like, yeah, since like 2020, like beginning of 2020. And
I mean,
it's,
I still can travel, but I just don't want to go through all these procedures because, yeah, this is something that I don't like.
that's why I like kind of held back with like going back to Germany, because most of my friends are also just kind of, I can't see a lot of my friends
Hmm.
too. because they're like in lockdown or something.
Yeah.
So there's not much that I can do.
What else, man? I don't remember, bro. I'm so unused to doing podcasts, and I'm unused to recording the podcast. Actually, now I'm confused because we've spoken so many things back then, and I'm like, did we cover everything or not? Like, don't you remember? Were we speaking more things or?
I think
Man, I feel like in the first podcast you were speaking so much more. I'm like, dude.
But I think in the first podcast we also like focused more on like but I think we did talk a lot about the things. It's just more like concise now, because I remember the whole brush making. You asked me about the brush making, and then also you asked me about like the whole hustle culture, like Gary V and stuff. And
Okay.
yeah, like
Wow.
those aspects. Yeah, I think we talked about a lot of the aspects we talked about in the first place.
Yeah, probably. Like that's the thing, man. When I have to redo the podcast, then I have to be prepared for John Stevens for sure. Because now I notice like you're the first person that I record the podcast, and of course I still it's still fun listening to the story, but I don't have. I mean, I know you now much better, and I don't have the same questions, you know. So I don't know, man.
I think we also had like a Q&A section, I think, with like the most frequently asked questions, like advice to like new beginners. And yeah, I think we had like like 4 or 5 questions or something that a lot of people like ask, and then we just also had like a Q&A session.
Okay, then let's go. What's the best advice you ever received on calligraphy, man? Something that helped you the most, and what's this advice? And who gave it to you?
In terms of like, there's not a single like advice that just kind of blew me away, but in the beginning, definitely like good job, like good feedback, like just saying, like even it was like even now when I'm looking back, it was not good work, right? It was not bad, like it was not good, but the people who kept like telling me like from people that I respected, even like Koizumi-san, like the ones that I looked up to, who said like, hey, that looks good, even though it wasn't like super, it just can help me to like build up my confidence. Because if I remember, like I was so unsure about myself, so like, oh, maybe this isn't, you know, isn't the right thing for me to do, or like maybe I'm not cut out to be like a calligrapher. But once I received like those encouraging words, it just helped me to like kind of blindly do practice sessions and blindly just post without any fear. Because sometimes now, like, you see a lot of people who are like known for one thing, and then they want to like branch out to like a different, like a new style. People are afraid. Like some people are like afraid. Even me, sometimes I don't want to post because I'm like so afraid of like other people's opinions, right? Because they also have like that. They already have that reputation. But back then I was just like,
no, that's that's a good point. Like I think we have to speak about this, because it's kind of fucked up, man. I don't think we should care about what people think, man. Like
but
when you start with your story on Instagram, you were uploading every day without caring who sees it.
Exactly.
And why not doing this again? I mean,
no, but like back then I thought to myself, oh, like because I heard like other people like saying, oh, this looks good. Like even my friends were like saying, oh, this looks good. I was like, I was thinking, oh, this is good work. Yeah, so I should continue that. But even though it wasn't, right, now that I look back, but I just needed that that confidence to keep going.
It's funny because when you tell me this, I'm confused, because I guess for me it's the other way. Like for me, it helps to get negative feedback, man, and I don't think good feedback is positive for many people, or at least for me. Like if somebody tells me something good, I'm like, man, this doesn't help me anything. Like I don't know. Sometimes people can give positive feedback just for to be good people, you know, not so much because they believe it, you know.
Oh yeah. I
And
mean, for sure,
and
like
when
the
somebody
whole positive stuff. Yeah.
tells me something better about my letters, yes, I don't feel good for some time, but at the same time, it's like, okay, I'm gonna improve now, you know, you see.
Yeah, there's
And it's funny that you tell me like this motivated you because I don't know.
yeah, like but only in the beginning, like really like in the early stages, maybe like the first like 6 months to like a year, I needed like that positive like encouragement, even though I was like really bad at it. I just needed the confidence, but over time, of course, I was also like thriving off of those negative comments when people told me like, oh, this looks kind of bad, you know, your A looks kind of bad. And personally, I hate losing. I'm also very competitive, so I definitely use that, you know, this anger or like this frustration as fuel to like motivate myself and to like keep improving. Like, okay, I'm going to show you like a better version of my A or something. So that's definitely, you know, there's again like a whole balance to this whole positive negative feedback. Slowly also tells me all the time that I'm bad at it. So but I don't, you know, I'm at a point where I just don't, you know, I don't quit because some people tell me that my calligraphy looks bad, right? I just use that as fuel to like motivate myself to like improve.
Exactly.
So
But I think even in my
yeah.
beginning, man, when I was still uploading on DeviantArt, like even I got my first daily Deviant, it was a piece of calligraphy, a ton of good feedback, and I was like, what's wrong with people? This piece looks like shit, you know? I didn't understand. I was like, man, how for me it was super weird how people like this stuff. Like I don't like it, so how is it possible that they like it, you know?
I don't know, like for me in the beginning, I think I didn't really think about a lot of the stuff. I just did calligraphy.
Yes.
I just did a lot of the stuff. I didn't care about like 90% of the things I care about now. I just did calligraphy. Yeah, that's like I didn't really even like care that much about feedback. I just knew, okay, there's a certain style that I want to achieve. What are the steps that I need to take? And I just posted and just wrote every time, like every day.
So you said you attended some classes and things, but in general, are you self-taught? And also,
Yeah, I'm
did
mostly
you ever
self-taught.
use did you ever use any books?
Not that like even books not, but like um
So you don't own any calligraphy books?
uh not at the moment, no. But I used to like there like Slowly has a bunch of like calligraphy books at his studio. So
Yes.
I'm like flipping through them.
You don't find any
Uh
inspiration in books? Like, wait, I'm confused now. Like, I think you're the
no,
person.
I do. Like John Stevens like Scribe, the yeah, the
You
book.
have this book?
I don't have it, like I don't own it, but I looked into it. So
Man, I don't own
um
it as well, but this is a book that I really want to have.
yeah. But I don't know if you're like can you still get it?
Yes, of course. But look what I have. You know this?
Made by James. Oh my god, I know that guy. Yeah.
Yeah, I have two.
He's such a nice
I
personality.
have two of those books, and I'm willing to give one away because I don't need to, but I just don't
Oh,
know.
you have two?
Yeah, like they said like they contact with me like some months ago if I want a book. I was like, yeah, sure, why not? And they didn't want me
Hell
to
yeah.
to do anything in return. They just asked me if I want the book. I was like, sure. Then
That's pretty cool.
I received my first book, and a few weeks ago I received a second, and I was like, what's going on? And I wrote James. He was like, I don't know, dude. It's probably my publishers. So I was like, man, I don't need two books. And this book is super nice, man. I mean, it's not for calligraphy and lettering people, but I think it can help a lot of calligraphers as well. Lots of good advice.
Yeah, I mean,
super nice book. And yeah, I think books are important.
when it comes to like books, I just only like focused on like the self-development part. Like I don't know if you I don't know, like I read Tim Ferriss's book, like the 4 Hour Week and stuff. And, like those kind of books I I kind of read a lot. Like Mastery by Robert Greene. I don't know, I can show you.
Yeah.
I don't know, like this stuff. Mastery by Robert Greene.
Okay.
It's also like a lot of like self things. It's like my bookmark.
Nice.
So, of course, in true calligraphy fashion. But yeah, John Stevens' Scribe I really enjoyed, and then there's another book that I really wanted to read, but I haven't like. Luca Barcelona's book was also like interesting, and then what was it? What else? There's one book like Max from Lettering Daily recommended me. Oh, Foundational, like
Foundation by Sheila.
Yeah. She's yeah.
Yeah, I actually just wrote yesterday Julian Waters, her son,
Oh, really?
because yeah, he's in the crew, but some months ago or last year, I don't remember anymore. He watched a video I did for YouTube, like top 5 or top 10 books, I don't remember. And I mentioned the book, and he was like, "Oh, you don't have this book?" I'm like, "No." And he wanted to send me one, and I never received it. So I wrote him a few days ago, "What happened with the book?" But yeah,
I mean,
now I'm gonna receive the foundation. I never seen it in person, so this is gonna be super cool.
it's a really cool book. Yeah.
But you know, with me, like I have a bunch of calligraphy books, but I don't read those books. I'm just looking the
But
picture.
so I mean, sometimes you just like having it, like the idea of just like possessing.
But me, I'm just watching the pictures, man. I don't really read, like even the manual of Paul Antonio, the copper plate yin yang approach.
Oh yeah,
I haven't read this book, man. Like there is so much to read. I'm like, I don't know. I read a lot of other books, like you said, self-developing books and other kind of books I read. But when it comes to calligraphy books, I just watch the the pictures. I don't know.
Yeah,
why.
I mean, that's the thing I like about like the calligraphy books. There's like cool artworks also always included. But yeah, speaking of like Paul Antonio, I actually wanted to attend his flourishing class back in 2020, but it got canceled because of COVID.
Oh, so you're interested in this class? You are interested in this class?
I actually bought the ticket. Yeah, I bought the ticket to his class, like workshop, like the first workshop, and then it just got canceled because of COVID. So that was also one of the workshops that I wanted to attend, but
no, it's funny because I spoke with him. We want to start some classes with Calligraphy Masters via Zoom, and I believe he mentioned that we can do this class, and I was like, okay, we're gonna speak. But now that you say, we might remake it
because I remember like Snooze also bought the ticket, so it was in Berlin, so like Berlin Letters. So Snooze and I like bought the ticket together, and then we both kind of wanted to attend, but COVID, man.
Yeah.
COVID.
Yeah, changed our lives.
Messed up my plans.
And Snooze is gonna be also in the podcast. Finally, you know, for the longest time, Snooze always when I asked him about podcasts, he was like, no man. But now he's gonna be also on the podcast.
Yeah, he's got all the big boys, huh?
Oh man. Come on, like it's not like this, but yeah, I think it's good for people to hear the stories of others.
For sure. I mean, Snooze is also such a talented guy, so
wait,
yeah,
now did you say such a talented guy? Straight away I was thinking of your latest reel, man. Is he really?
Oh yeah, I mean, in the sense of like, I know he's put in the work, but when I met him, there was, I don't know, like the way he approaches things, it's like he sees things differently. Like I know like there's this whole thing about like talent versus like training, right? But I mean, this could be like a whole separate like podcast episode. But
I know what you mean, because I've noticed the same thing in Pokros, man. When I met Pokros, I think I've noticed the same thing. It's totally different vision and way of thinking. I don't know.
Of course, like I think like 99% of the time it's like people put in the work, of course, but if you meet like some people are just like inherently better at doing certain things. So I don't know, man. I don't know, man.
Well,
I really like to meet. I would really like to meet Pokras.
oh, man. Yeah, I hope he wants to come on the podcast. I asked him.
Yo, that would be so cool. Yeah, that would be so cool.
He didn't respond yet. I mean, he's quite busy usually. Usually
Yeah,
when
he's
I
a
record,
busy guy.
when I record something with him, it takes 5-6 months before we're able to do it. But yeah, I really want to make a podcast because he shared his story so many times, but I guess it's been mostly in Russian, and not many people non-speaking Russian know about it. So I think it's gonna be super cool if he comes on the podcast to share the story. But
yeah, for sure. I mean, the interviews, like most of the interviews that I like found on YouTube by Pokras, they're also in Russian, so it's kind of tough to like understand.
Yeah.
But yeah.
What else, man?
Is there something?
I don't know. We've done like hour and a half. Is there something that I didn't ask you but you wanted to speak about?
I'm just trying to think. We covered a lot of the topics. We covered a lot.
Such a hard question.
We covered most of we covered most of the stuff except for like the Q&A session that we had like last time.
Well,
that's about it.
Yeah, well, this time it will be without the Q&A session. I mean,
yeah.
If people are interested to learn more about it, as we mentioned earlier in the podcast, we're gonna do collaborations. We're doing some stuff on YouTube together, I guess. I hope.
Yeah, I mean, this is definitely not just like an end all, like
yeah.
like just a part.
I just wanted you to be on the podcast because, as I explained, we've recorded this, but I lost the footage, and I just wanted because we've done it, and I felt like if I invited him before, I want him to be on this podcast. So here we've done the podcast.
Yeah, and also like fun to talk to you every time.
And it's like
good
almost
to, like, catch up.
It's almost 12 p.m. in your area, isn't it?
So, yeah.
Cool, man.
I think we can like cut it. Yeah, we can cut it together. Right?
I can, of course, man. No problem. Well, welcome to the podcast and bye.
That's pretty cool. Yeah.
No.
That's pretty cool.
Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you, brother, for being the guest again.
Always, man. Always.
And if you enjoyed, guys, drop a like, share with friends, subscribe, follow, whatever. There's gonna be links to DK's profiles and social media in the description. Some stuff will pop up on the screen as well. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And as always, keep writing.
Writing.
Ooh.